Hey, what's up everybody? Stupid Skull Reviews here, and today I'm going to be talking about Batman Arkham Knight for the PlayStation 4, also available on Xbox One and PC. So first let's talk about my history with the franchise. I'm a huge fan of Tim Burton's original two Batman movies, as well as Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. I was also a big fan of Batman the Animated Series, and although I never got around to playing Batman Arkham Asylum, I think Batman Arkham City was one of the best games of the last generation, and I had a total blast playing it. I thought the story was amazing, and the gameplay was amazing, and just everything was amazing. I also played Arkham Origins, but I was pretty disappointed with that game. Don't get me wrong, it was fun, but it kind of felt a little dumbed down from Arkham City, and I didn't find the plot all that interesting, and it didn't really add very much innovation, which is one of the big reasons why I was so excited for Arkham Knight, because it seems like it was going to bring lots of innovation and a very interesting story once again. Speaking of story, I absolutely loved it. The plot revolves around Batman as he tries to save Gotham City from Scarecrow and the mysterious Arkham Knight. Along the way, a bunch of really trippy shit happens, as you can imagine from Scarecrow, and there's just all kinds of great themes and very good cinematography through the cutscenes, fantastic voice acting. It's really a very engaging plot, even though arguably the reveal of the Arkham Knight wasn't as surprising as I hoped it would. I actually managed to predict who it was, like maybe a half hour before, but still, it was a very cool villain. So is Scarecrow. Batman gets lots of character development, and so does a few other supporting characters. And yeah, I just think it probably has the best story that I've seen from a game so far this year. I was just immersed the whole way through. And I think it being an M-rated game really does help that, because they were able to tackle much darker themes, and I felt that the story was more interesting because of that, and I really respect Rocksteady's bravery to age their demographic so high. So now it's time to talk about the presentation, and well, the graphics of this game are amazing. I think that this is probably in the top 5, maybe even top 3 best looking games on the next gen systems. I mean, holy crap, there's just lots of detail, lots of great textures, lots of great effects, especially the rain effects look gorgeous, and just the art style, the way how Gotham City looks is just beautiful. I mean, it looks straight out of Tim Burton's first two movies, and yeah, it's just so fun to look at. And not only does the game look beautiful, also the cutscenes have fantastic cinematography with great voice acting and very great facial and body animations, just terrific animations. And the frame rate is butter smooth as well. I rarely came across any frame rate drops, and not very many glitches, although I did start to notice a few during like the second half of the game. Like first half of the game I noticed no glitches, second half I did notice a few little glitches, but nothing that ruined the game. So yeah, it's near perfect presentation as far as I'm concerned. Now let's talk gameplay. As far as I'm concerned, this is the best gameplay that the Batman Arkham series has ever seen. I had so much fun playing this game. But first, I think we need to talk about the elephant in the room, the inclusion of the Batmobile. Now, I've heard lots of mixed opinions about the Batmobile. Some people say that it doesn't really fit very well into the game. Some say that it controls terribly, that it's just very unnecessary. I personally really like the Batmobile a lot. I mean, yeah, the controls did take a lot of getting used to, but it's very fun to drive around once you get used to those controls, and I just love using the tank mode. I think the tank battles are very satisfying, and they really did think about how they were going to use the Batmobile in this game. Oh yeah, and I just love how accessible it is, how fast you can get by just a simple press of the L1 button. You can call it right to your position when you're on the ground at pretty much any time. There are also some pretty intense and challenging boss battles with the Batmobile towards the end of the game, and although these were fun, I definitely would have preferred more physical boss battles with people and villains, because those are just more fun to me. And there's two big complaints that I do have with the gameplay is that, one, there aren't very many boss battles, and two, I feel like the game actually does rely a little too much on making the Batmobile very gimmicky. Like, there are certain puzzles where they require you to use the Batmobile, even though they easily could have redesigned them a little bit to where you could have just solved them as Batman, and yeah, it just does seem kind of unnecessary. But overall, the Batmobile is a nice addition to the Arkham gameplay, and I'm really glad that they put it in. It brings in lots of innovation to the game, and yeah, it's just an awesome inclusion. I'm sure many of you are aware of the fantastic combat system that the Batman Arkham series pretty much invented, and games like Assassin's Creed 3 and 4 and Shadow of Mordor have kind of copied it, and yeah, it's pretty much the best that's ever been. It feels so refined, and they've had new moves, new stealth attacks like the Fear multi-takedown, the ability to grab objects from the environment and use it to beat the crap out of people. It's just a very satisfying combat system. I really don't have many complaints with it. It's just one of the best combat systems in a game for me. Now let's talk about the value. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Batman Arkham Knight offers a lot to do. There's about I would say that the main campaign is over 10 hours, definitely, and there are a crap ton of side quests that you can also complete, although that does bring up another small complaint I have, is that some of the side quests do get a little repetitive after doing a bunch of tasks. But they're still pretty fun, and there's also the AR challenges, which are challenging and fun, I guess. And if you get the PS4 version, you also get some exclusive content, including the Scarecrow Nightmare missions and 2 skins, including Justice League 3000 Batman and classic TV series Adam West Batman, which is pretty cool. There are also Riddler challenges, Riddler trophies to collect, and I think, yeah, it's definitely worth the $60, I think, even if it's not quite as much as, say, The Witcher 3 or something like that. But still, you definitely get bang for your buck, and worth the price, I think. So at this point, I would usually get to the score, but first there's something I think I should bring up. There's been a very big controversy going on the internet, and I think you guys might know what I'm talking about. I'm talking, of course, about the disastrous PC port. Okay, it is horrible from what I've heard. Glitches, crashes, no graphics setting, worse graphics than the PS4 version. It was just unplayable. It had to be removed from Steam so that Rocksteady could fix it. They didn't think that they should be selling it in this condition, but for the people who did buy it day one, they just had terrible experiences with it, and I really hope that these problems get fixed so that PC gamers can have good fun with this game. I definitely recommend getting it for PS4 if you have a PS4, because that's the best version, I think. So yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up real quick before I give you my score. It's not going to detract from my score so much, but I definitely think it was worth talking about, and just a fair warning for the PC gamers. Although I guess if you hadn't already bought it yet, I don't think you can buy it now, so you're going to have to wait. So yeah, my apologies. But anyway, now for the score. I give Batman Arkham Knight a nice 9 out of 10. It is a fantastic game, one of the best of the year. One of the best on next gen. Few problems, but hey, no game is perfect. And yeah, definitely worth getting, especially if you're a big Batman fan.
I'll try not to make you look too bad.